Hello guys, okay, it's me again Aswat, and this time I'm going to do a movie review on the movie Vettaiyan, latest movie by Rajnikanth from India. So first of all, I want you to know that I'm a big fan of Rajnikanth, but he's getting old. So his movies are changing. The last movie he made was with his daughter. His daughter becomes the director, and that was a very bad movie where Rajnikanth is just a cameo in that film. In his own daughter film, he was a cameo, and that movie wasn't really good. I regretted watching that movie. I've never watched it since. The previous that movie is Jailer. So the Jailer, Rajnikanth is on his top form, and I love that movie. I think that movie is still a great movie. And then Vettaiyan is the latest one. So is Vettaiyan good or bad for me? Okay, Vettaiyan he's not a cameo, thank God for that. And before I went in, people were saying that it's a good movie, it has a good message. And I'm going to start by saying it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie, and it has a good message. So that is the two good things about this movie. So you notice I don't mention Rajnikanth. So I would say this is not my favorite. This is not, for me, it's not my Rajnikanth movie. Rajnikanth plays a similar kind of character that he used to play before. A tough guy, a tough cop. And it also stars Amitabh Bachchan, which is a legend. And then there were like another actor that is now famous. I don't remember this guy's name. A modern actor. So you got two veterans, Amitabh Bachchan and Rajnikanth. Unfortunately, the movie is so focusing on the message. The message about putting action over law, human rights, and then focusing on education and focusing on corruption, but in terms of using scientific methods rather than violence. So as you can tell, there is a lot of focus on the messaging. Don't watch the trailer. The trailer is misleading. The trailer is misleading. They are telling you, and how the movie start also is a lot of this movie is a mess to me. But I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but it's a mess because it's trying to be two world. It's trying to say, like they have Rajnikanth, they hired Rajnikanth. So if you hire Rajnikanth, you want the best action. But at the same time, the core message of the movie, which is represented by Amitabh Bachchan, violence is not the answer. Police brutality is bad. It should follow the right of law, and blah blah blah. And to be honest, when they start going into that, the movie becomes very tedious. I watched the film with a lot of Tamil audience, Indian audience, and nobody is clapping, nobody is saying wow, 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 nobody. It's really sad when they're trying to do something different, but the result is they diluted the aura of Rajnikanth. So it took away a lot from Rajni aura, this movie. The actresses are forgettable. um, which is sad. But the most unforgivable thing about this movie is the villain. So the enemy, they are not focusing on the villain so much. They are focusing on the message, and what's the message is, if your children is bad at education, you shouldn't put so much stress on them, or else they will kill themselves. So that's one of the message. And then another message is a lot of people trying to push education through technology, and that kind of education is the best in the future, but it's also open for corruption. There's a lot of lecture in this movie that is, I mean, it's good. The message is good, but too many lectures lah. You know why? It's so lectury that it get boring. And to be honest, I felt that way. It was too much of lecturing about messaging issues, corruption, education, the non-violent part with Amitabh Bachchan. If you remove Amitabh Bachchan from this movie, it doesn't feel empty, because Amitabh Bachchan is almost like a cameo. He's not playing. The impact of cameo Amitabh Bachchan in this movie is very little. He's just like the director voice of talking about justice over violence. And the most ironic part, because they are focusing and saying, oh, violence is not the answer. The movie starts with a gun. The movie starts with like a gun, the mechanism of a gun, focusing on gun, and then focusing on the bullet, all the way down to the bullet. And then, like, if your message is to follow the rule of law rather than violence, why start the movie with that kind of message, with that kind of visual, which is gun? It doesn't make any sense. And of course, like I said, let me go back to the worst scene of this movie is the villain. The villain, to me, if of all Rajnikanth villain, this villain get a 0. Because the villain is not convincing. He's not evil enough. He's like a tech villain who is like, the crime that he does is very little, you know. It's very, he tried to kill, he hired somebody to kill a person in this movie. One person only. And then, like, they're trying to show him like a strong, bulky man, confident man, but the charisma is not there. The crime is not that great. And the focus is really for like a TV series, you know. It feels like a TV series. It's not a Rajnikanth action movie. That's all what people, everybody wants to see a Rajnikanth action movie. People know he's old. I mean, he is 70 plus. But if you watch Jailer, which is just like last year, I think, he was superb. The movie was superb because the story is focused on the action. The story had good villains, and you can really get behind Rajnikanth. But in this film, it's so lackluster. That's why I say it's like for a movie made for TV. I mean, if this movie was made for TV, no problem. This would be an okay TV movie. But this is Rajnikanth. So they wasted Rajnikanth. They wasted Amitabh Bachchan. And they wasted this new Indian actor. I don't know which Indian or Hindi. But lackluster. This is my score for a Rajnikanth movie. It's definitely a 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, it does have action, but it has a lot of lectures. I don't like that. I don't like the lectures and too much talking rather than straightforward action. Of course, bad villain, lame villain. Thank you guys for your attention and your watching this review. Thank you.